Hey, welcome to the program. Great radio stations across the land. Newsmax TV, also iHeartRadio at joepags.com. It's the Joe Pags Show. Welcome to a Thursday. And yes, even though I've got allergies today, Carrie, I'm still going to do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
I think that people expect it.
Maybe you shouldn't.
So you want me not to
voice. Then? I want you not to sing.
So seriously, if I shut it off right now, you'd be happy because the people would be very upset.
I would be happy.
Seems I got to have
Huey Lewis.
Change of scene.
The Joe Cocker version
every night I have
of the Dave Mason classic.
Strangest
Feeling all right on a Thursday.
Imprisoned by the way.
That's how we do. We roll it down. We sing along. We get ready for the weekend.
Left here.
By the way, big news out of Tulsa,
own
Oklahoma. We'll have that for you. And also, you know, the strife continues in Charlotte. So we're still gonna feel all right, even though there's a lot going on. A capricious amount of angst out there. But let's go.
Took the key. You're feeling all right.
Are you singing along? Carrie, are you singing?
No.
I'm not feeling too good myself.
I feel like, why do you close your eyes? Because I don't want to see people's reaction, to be honest
Yes,
with
sir. You're feeling all right.
you. Little harmony for you. Come on.
I'm not feeling too good myself.
You know what they say about me, Carrie?
What?
Pags don't care.
Oh, that's true.
Pags don't care. I don't care. I'll sing.
Sing it anyway.
What are you going to do about it? I mean, seriously. You sit around all
Apparently
day,
nothing.
listen to the radio, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm
I
right,
can't
you're wrong,
stop
and blah,
you.
blah, blah. You see him on TV,
I've
blah, blah, blah.
tried.
Look at me, my talking head. Now I'd come on and sing.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do. You know
You're
why I
doing
do
it
that?
For the people.
I
For
do
the
it
people.
For the people.
Yeah.
I do it for the people. All right, some serious news out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. We'll get to that in a second. We also have, of course, the continuing saga in North Carolina. It's been described by people across the land who are in the business that I'm in, not anywhere near as good, but they're in the business that I'm in. People on television, people on radio, people in written media, people on social media, and the vast majority of people are lying their asses off about what's going on in Charlotte, North Carolina. We're going to set the record straight, and I'm going to tell you right now, it is not a race situation there. I mean, it is now because you've got the Nation of Islam, and so, by the way, Carrie, is it me, or have you never, like me, have you never heard of somebody who's Muslim named Murphy?
I had not, actually.
It turns out he's an Irish Muslim. I had no idea.
Okay.
Turns out he's a black Irish Muslim. He's a black man. And he has made the decision that you should no longer go and patronize any white businesses in Charlotte because of the black officer shooting the black man and the black chief saying that the man had a gun.
I don't understand.
Help
so
me
what
understand.
does that have to do with the white
Don't know.
Business owners?
What it has to do with is the fact that people like this Murphy, the race baiter, the race agitator, this guy Murphy was looking for a reason. Al Sharpton was looking for a reason. Black Lives Matter, the racist anarchist organization funded by Soros, looking for a reason. There is no race issue. Well, the initial issue was not about race whatsoever in Charlotte, North Carolina. We'll go into that at length in a moment. But first, you've got an update on the Tulsa story. A lot of people out there at work, they're just jumping in the car, just jumping at the house, don't know about this yet. Go ahead and give me the update there.
From KTUL, a warrant was issued Thursday for the arrest of Officer Betty Shelby, the Tulsa police officer who fatally shot Terrence Crutcher September 16th. A Tulsa County District Attorney Steve Kunzweiler announced a first-degree manslaughter charge against Shelby at a Thursday afternoon news conference. The Crutcher family is expected to speak at a separate news conference at 5:10 p.m. Central Time. Crutcher, 40, was shot by Officer Shelby after his family says his SUV stalled in the middle of a North Tulsa street. Shelby's attorney said Crutcher was not following commands, would not raise his arms, and was reaching into the SUV's window when Shelby fired.
Right.
A police video released just days after the shooting dispelled those claims, at least in part, showing Crutcher with his arms in the air, walking slowly to his SUV. Crutcher family attorney Benjamin Crump also says after enhancing the video and reviewing it frame by frame, Crutcher could not have been reaching into the vehicle because the window appears up in those images covered with blood after the shooting.
What's interesting about that claim, starting yesterday, like early yesterday, I started seeing on social media and from a lot of the news outlets in Tulsa. And by the way, we'll be on in Tulsa soon. I think early November, the show will be on in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Cool.
But you started seeing news reports that, okay, he does lower his arm, and that's correct. He does. He has his hands over his head. He's slowly walking towards the car. He appears to me to be taking the position, but then his right arm does go down. Now, I don't see him reach into the vehicle. And the initial question was, is the window up? And if it is, he's not reaching into the vehicle for anything. He can't because the window's up. And if there is body matter after being shot on the window, perhaps there's even more evidence there. You would have to believe that the district attorney there has sifted through this evidence with a fine-tooth comb and to make the decision to charge, what is it, first-degree manslaughter?
Yes, it is.
To charge her, this officer, with first-degree manslaughter, there has to be a wealth of evidence there. So I just got this. I mean, this is hot, off of the audio files. And this is the Tulsa DA actually talking about this. I've got 3 quick cuts to give you. Again, the update in Tulsa is that the police officer is being charged.
Our community has consistently demonstrated a willingness to respect the judicial process. It is the shared responsibility of all who have the ability to control their reactions to do just that. To ministers of this community, all of your flock, regardless of their color, their creed, their ethnicity, their background, social status, employment, or neighborhood, need the wisdom of your guiding hands. To the media, your community needs you now more than ever. They need you to be the objective messengers of the facts which report the truth.
What's interesting about that, and this his name is Steve Kunzweiler. He is the district attorney in Tulsa. What's interesting about that is that he's not doing what Obama did the other day. And Obama the other day said, don't report anything until we tell you to. He's saying be objective and report facts and tell the truth. Obama didn't say that. Obama said report what I tell you to report. So it's an interesting difference. Let's continue here.
To the lawyers, it is our responsibility to demonstrate to our community the importance of adherence to the rule of law and the ethical standards which allow our courtrooms to be the source of justice.
Now, I mentioned this earlier the other day, and I mentioned it today when I talked to J.D. Hayworth. If there's going to be some sort of peaceful protest about race or race relations, one would assume it would happen in Tulsa. Isn't it odd that it's happening in North Carolina, Carrie? When it was a case that has no racial component at all?
No, that is true. Yep.
All right, here's another cut from Steve. Again, his name is Kunzweiler. He is the district attorney in Tulsa County, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
The review of cases involving alleged criminal conduct is the responsibility of the Tulsa County District Attorney's Office. We review the facts of the allegations and apply the law to those allegations.
And that's what we all want, right? I mean, the whole idea is that we want equal justice, fair justice. We don't want oppression. This is the right way to do it. I don't know that she's guilty or not guilty. That'll be decided by a court of law. The district attorney's office weighed the evidence and decided, I'm going to make charges. That's what we want. We don't want people to roll over police cars in the street, injure dozens of police officers. Some citizen was shot in the head by somebody else in the middle of all this in Charlotte. That's not what we want. What we want is a fairness to our judicial system. And this is what I think we see here.
It is our responsibility to determine if the filing of a criminal charge is justified under the law. In the matter of the death of Terrence Crutcher, I determined that the filing of the felony crime of manslaughter in the first degree against Tulsa police officer Betty Shelby is warranted. Officer Shelby, although now charged, is presumed to be innocent until a judge or a jury determines otherwise.
And that's interesting because, again, people talk about, you hear the march, what do we want? Equal justice. When do we want it now? All right, so this is equal justice. Now, some who are listening are confused, and they think she now needs to be convicted for this to be fair. You got a dead guy in the street, and then you got a convicted police officer. Everything's hunky-dory. No, that's not the way it works. Equal or fair or blind justice is you take the facts in the case and a jury of her peers or a judge, depending on what she decides, they get to decide guilty or not guilty. That's the way it works. No more, no less. And that does prove equal. Like Michael Brown, there was equal justice there. There was fair justice there. Now that we know the facts, as reported and as gathered by the Department of Justice under Eric Holder, a racist, even he couldn't find the white police officer guilty of anything. That's fair justice. The judicial system weighed the evidence and made a determination. Same thing with the Trayvon Martin case. Same thing with the Freddie Gray case. Same thing which will happen in South Carolina, the case of Walter Scott. That police officer is facing murder charges. This is what we allegedly want. But the truth of the matter is it's not really what the race baiters and the race agitators and the racist organization Black Lives Matter or the Nation of Islam, that's not what they want. What they want is revenge. An eye for an eye, whether the eye deserves to be poked out or not. It's pretty interesting. Last cut from the DA in Tulsa.
I do not know why things happen in this world the way they do. We need to pray for wisdom and guidance on each of our respective paths in life. Each of us at the end of our days will have to account for our own actions. The only way I know how to walk my path is to try every day to pray and to serve my fellow citizen so that he or she may be lifted up.
There you go. Your thoughts on Tulsa County DA Steve Kunzweiler charging the police officer in the killing of Mr. Crutcher. Your thoughts on that when we come back. 1-800-383-9624, and we will, in earnest, get into what's going on in North Carolina, which is nothing more and nothing less than a staging ground for a far left-wing progressive movement to try to get Hillary Clinton to win North Carolina. This is not about that case. This is not about that man. This is not about whether he had a gun. This is about trying to get people who have been divided by Obama, by Clinton, by Reid, by Pelosi, to vote a certain way. That's why they're not in Oklahoma. That's why they are in North Carolina. Joe Pags coming right back.